Hi everyone, welcome back. This is my first video actually. That's cool. All right, so as you can tell, I've decided that I'm going to assist my fellow geography um student. I'm a student myself, so I'm doing geography CXC 2026 on June 5th, Goatswala. And so I guess this will be good practice, and I guess it should benefit many others as well. And so we're gonna do the June 2020 paper, May June paper one for geography. Now I have not done this paper. Okay, and so if I don't get every answer correct, I apologize. Anyone can correct me in the group go to it, then that'll be very nice. Okay, so we're gonna get started and see what. Okay, so starting off with some map work, I guess. All right, so which island is located at 14 north and 61 south? Okay, so we can see from right here is where our 60s is. Okay, and they're saying 61, so it's increasing going this way. Sorry, my arrows are a little bit. All right, so we're gonna assume that one is somewhere in this region, right? Somewhere there. And they're saying 14 north, right? So 14 north would be, let's say, somewhere here. So I'm getting St. Vincent. So you're gonna, I don't know, it looks like St. Lucia as well. Let's see. 11, 12. Yeah, it looks like 14. All right, we're gonna go with Saint Vincent. I'm thinking it's Saint, but then again, it's no. I don't think it's Saint Vincent. I think Saint Lucia is too close. Though. All right, we're gonna go with Saint Lucia. We're gonna go with Saint Lucia. I feel like it can be. If I'm wrong, then someone I'll love or someone to correct me. Right? Alrighty. Next question. Havana would be up here, right? So they're asking me where is it located. You can already tell it's between this little gap and right here in this little grid, right? So I'm gonna assume, right? I'm sorry for my hair. I'm trying my best. We're gonna assume that that's about 82 or so, 82, right? So yeah, we're gonna go 82 west. Right, so it can't be east, and it can't be 88. All right, so my only answer looks like it can be 23. Why is it 23? We come up 21, 22, 23. I'm starting to think that St. Vincent is the answer. No, no, I don't think so. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go about 23 or so. So 21, 22, 23. Yeah. All right. So that's my answer for this question is B. Can I erase, by the way? Make the thickness better. I can't erase anything. That's interesting. I can? Oh, I don't think I can. Right. Oh no, yeah, I can. Alright, perfect. Because you don't want all of these lines here. Alright, perfect. Alright. So, next question. Which of the following cities is located approximately 1,000 km from Montego Bay, Jamaica? Now, I'm not going to answer this question because, as you can see, I would need to use a paper. And I don't think we're going to get these questions for 2026, considering that it'll be online going to, and I don't think we'll be able to accurately measure. All right, so anyone who has I have a physical paper in front of me, so I mean that's gonna take me some time to do. So we're gonna just go on, and then if anyone knows the answer, which I'll definitely probably put in the maybe description or comments, we'll see. But we're gonna leave three for a moment. So 4 says an airplane leaves Port of Spain, right, Trinidad for Kingston, Jamaica. In which general direction will it fly? Okay, so they're telling me that it's leaving from Port of Spain, Trinidad for Kingston, Jamaica, meaning that this is Trinidad. So you're gonna go, all right, somewhere in that general direction. Like I said, I'm really sorry about these arrows. Right, so it's gonna kind of go in this general direction, right? And so we already know that this, if you guys know in the exams how to do this, this will be your north, this will be your south, this is your east, right? I'm gonna erase this one sometime, and this is your west, right? And so we can see that it's, oh boy, we can see, can see that it's, in this little general direction here, right? And so we're gonna, and they're not using the 16 point compass, so we're gonna just assume that we're going northwest. Okay, so answer is number 4C. I need to fix that. Oh wait, no, I don't know why drawing this like this and there. So 4C. Okay. 5. The grid reference of point X is what? So we can see point X is here, right? So we're just gonna bring that down a bit. So we have that looks like 34. They're asking for the grid reference, so we're gonna give them a 6.1. So that looks like we're increasing going to the east. Okay, so we're gonna assume that that's 34 and 5. Okay. And so we can see B and so C and D are already out. It's between A and B, right? And there is directly on 41, 0. So A would have 3, 4, 5, 4, 1, 0. Yeah, so 5. Oh boy, 5 would be A. Okay, 5 would be A. Right now they're asking me for the bearing. Now I can't particularly do it, however I believe I can estimate it. The bearing of X from W, so this is point W here, right? This is point W right here, okay, and this is point X, and they're telling me the bearing of X, which is here, from W, meaning we're gonna have to go this way. And so we know that this would be 270 going west, right? We know that this is 0, 90, 180, right? So if we know that this is 270, it can be this. It can be 135 because that's over here, somewhere there, right? So it can't be this. And we know 225 will be somewhere in that general area, right? So it can't be that. So the answer has to be, I'm just gonna take these out. The answer has to clearly be D. So number 6 is D, right? The contour interval is, now we have to pay attention to the contour lines here, right? As I zoom in a bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna delete these, right? Alright, so as we can see, we have 40 here. And then we're gonna go up to 60, right? And they're gonna up to 80 and 100 and 120. So 60 minus 40, right? That should give me 20. So your contour interval should be 20 meters. Let me double check. 40 plus 20. Yep. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Alrighty. Which location is approximately 100 meters above sea level? Okay. So we got our intervals. The contour intervals is in meters, so it's 100 meters. Remember, I'm just doing this paper, so I'm not right. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to help each and every one of us learn, especially myself. Okay. I don't know it all, but I'm gonna try my best. So 100 meters above sea level. All right, we're looking at point, let's say point Y, because the point Y is 100 meters. Yeah, point Y. We're gonna look at point Y. I might be wrong, but we're gonna take that we're gonna take that because it's 100 right there, point y, right? So we're gonna say point y. Now I can be wrong, like I said. So if I am, I would love someone can correct me. The landform shown at y is a okay. So we know that the contours are going up, right? So it can't be. I don't think it's a. Is it a I don't think it's a valley either. Is it a ridge? All right. Let's see. So we know it's not a flat piece of land, clearly, because it's still gonna go up, right? So it's not flat. I don't think it's a hill. All right, we're gonna go with ridge. Give me one moment. Let's see. I'm gonna go with a ridge, okay? Is it a ridge? Or is it a valley? Let's see. All right, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with ridge. We're gonna stick with that. We're gonna go with that. Okay. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Okay, I'm gonna go with ridge. All right, 9. The direction of the prime meridian, which would be here. Prime meridian from New Orleans. New Orleans is here. So if it's from New Orleans, looking at it from that direction, and that is east. Okay. Off we go. What time is in New Orleans when it is? The time is in New Orleans when it's 10 p.m. on Monday in St. Petersburg. Okay, so St. Petersburg is 10 p.m., right? And so we're gonna have to use our lines. All right, we know 15 every 15 degrees, I believe, is an hour, right? Yeah. So let's say 15 is there, so that's another hour, so that's 9. You're gonna get 0, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, about 2. All right. So 2. Well, they kind of gave me that already, right? And so the key word is that it's PM. Right? It's PM. So if it's PM, meaning it's still in the afternoon. So it should still technically be PM. That says on Monday. So it should also be Monday. So the answer should be D. Right? D. 2 p.m. Monday. Alright? Yes. The shaded area of the map, which is right here, we already know that that is definitely our tropic zone, as these are most, tropic zone, as they are most close to the equator, right? That's our tropics. Looking good so far, except for that first question where I asked about the valleys. But anyway, type limestone. What type of limestone landform is labeled Y? Y. Great. Y. What is Y? Is it the black, this line they're showing me, or is it this little piece right there? Alright, they're telling me that's a river. So it's not this. Not that. Yeah, I don't think it's a depression either. Is it a swell? Is it this? B? Is it a cockpit though? No, I don't think it's a cockpit. Can't be. Alright, we're gonna go with D. Let me see what for some weird reason I can't really recall what D is. Bear with me. Yes, I'm correct. Yes, it's D. I'm correct. And I'm not correct because of my. I just took a guess because I know it can't be a cockpit, it can't be a depression, and it can't be selectment, right? Off we go. Which of the following features is not shown in the diagram We see our headlands, right? These are headlands, so B is out. B is already out. We see a beach, so Bayhead Beach has to be out. Cliff. Do we see a cliff? Uh, yeah, yeah. All right. So our wave cut platform isn't there, right? Our wave cut platform isn't there, right? If I'm wrong, like I said, please correct me. All right. What type of weather system is southern part of Cuba? Once you already see that this is Cuba right here, right? And this whole thing right here is Cuba, right? So they're saying the southern part, meaning coming this way. And so we can already see our beautiful arrows. We know that that is a cold front, right? What is the name of the country X? So we have Dominican Republic there. So we're looking at Puerto Rico already. Puerto Rico, right? 17 to 18. What is the annual range of temperature? It's approximately what? All right. So the annual range of temperature. Oh boy. All right. I have to give me 1 second. Gonna have to. Four. All right. So we're looking at B. All right, we're looking at B. What you have to do, if I'm correct, to find the annual range is that you add these numbers together and divide it by the amount of numbers there. If I'm correct, right? Where's this annual range of temperature? Hold on. The annual range would be, hold on. Wouldn't range be from the maximum point? Okay, wait, give me 1 second. Yeah, hold on, bear with me now. That is what is this? I can't tell for sure what that is, but I'm gonna assume that that's about 25. So 25 wait, is it? Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my 12. I think what you have to do is add the numbers together and then divide it by 4. I think that, but then. All right. I'm gonna leave it at 12. If it's a different answer, please correct me, okay? Which of the following statement is true? Alrighty. This one statement is true. The hottest months of the year is also the driest months of the year. So you see these graphs you have to really pay keen attention to, right? Alright, so I believe that the blocks represent the rain, and then the graph actually represents the lines right here that you see. This represents the temperature. Alrighty, so we're looking at about, let's see. Alright, so the hottest months. Alright, so we're looking at here. These would have to be about the hottest months here. So that's about January, February, and March, right? So the hottest months are also the driest months. And as we can see, that seems to be about true. The hottest months are also the wettest months. That's not true. There's little variation of rainfall throughout the year. That is also not really true. There's little variation of temperature. That's also not very true, because as you can see, it drops all the way down there. So I'm gonna go 8. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm having in my mind. That the hottest months of the year, also the driest, right? All right, what month has the highest temperature? September. That's obvious. September. 19. Right. 20. Which of the following types of climate does the information diagram represent? Alright, so we have our rainfall here, and it shows that there's little variation in rainfall. So it's not it's not hot desert, no. The temperature seems to increase in September. We're looking at between equatorial or tropical marine. I'm gonna go between. I'm leaning towards equatorial though. I'm leaning towards that. All right, so we're gonna go with B. All right, we're gonna go with B. 20B. All right, 21. Which of the following statements is true of the population of country Q? Okay, so we have a population pyramid here. Right? Which of the following statements is true about population of country Q? Birth rate is low. Not particularly. Not really. The death rate is low. The dependency ratio is high. Well, from 0, I would say to about 19. I would classify that as dependency. Because once you get once even when you're 19, 18, 19, it kind of goes there. So life expectancy is decreasing. Yes. That's very, yeah. Gonna go with D. We're gonna go with D. Life expectancy is decreasing because once you get above 50, you can see that this curve is going all the way up there like that, right? All right, so we're gonna turn on D. Life expectancy is slowly decreasing. All right. 22. The diagram above represents a what? It's not a lava too, so B is out. Volcano plug. What is that? Volcano dome. Color deer. What's the volcano dome? Yeah, is it just me or I don't know what that is? Well, I probably do. I just can't really recall. Volcano. Volcanic, sorry. Oh. That looks interesting, that does. Alright. Well, can be. From what I'm seeing, not really though. I know that it looks more like A, in my opinion, from what I've learned. It looks, oh no, it's not A. A is like a big old circle. Alright. Alright, what's a volcanic plug? Let's see that one. Let's see where we're going with that. With that one. The volcanic plug. What in the world is this? They're not showing me anything on it. I'm gonna go with diagram. I don't think so. We're gonna go with D. Like, cause it looks closer to D, I guess. You know it's not this though. Can't be. Alright, which of the following statements about lines are latitude? Well, we know latitude, horizontal. They meet at the poles. They are all great circles. They are angular relationship from the prime meridian. They represent angular distance from the North Pole, South Pole of the equator. Alright, we're gonna go D. We're gonna go D. That seems like the most reasonable answer. Which of the following phrases nicely represent eastings? Well, we know eastings are vertical, right? And so they're increasing. B. 24B. Eastings, right? Eastings increase. Eastings increase. Alright, so they increase to the east. The vertical lines are up there. Yeah. Right? Oh, wait, no. Numbers increase from west to east. So that can be decreased. Alright. So I was a bit wrong there. Like decrease. Oh boy. I ain't gonna. They decrease, right? So the number increased from west to east, right? And so that will be our answer there. 25. The main difference between weathering and erosion relates to the what? removal of materials. We know weathering is just a complete breakdown, right? While erosion is a transportation. You have to remember those key details. So I would say B, removal. Oh boy, I keep drawing this, sir. I'd say removal of materials, right? Which of the following plate margins show? Oh yeah, you can tell that's convergent, right? You can already see that that's convergent. Right? 27, the features shown at R is what? Those are volcanoes. What I'm seeing. Yeah, look like volcanoes. Okay. Alright, off we go. Here we go to the hard part. Oh boy, geography is a fun subject, I must say. Glory to God. Right? 28. Which of the following conditions are reasons for the sparse settling inland areas of some Caribbean territories? Alright. Transportation links with interior and interior are gradually poor. Interior has no many resources. The interior are hilly and forested. Can be everything. But I refuse to believe that the interior has no mineral. They said, what did they say? They say our reasons. They said reasons for people why they settle in those inland areas. But I don't think anything has to do with being, I mean, hilly and, I mean, mainly people, they kind of back away from living in hilly areas and forested areas, right? Except for, maybe indigenous people, but from what we've learned, obviously, I'm not criticizing anyone, of course. Interior has no mineral material resources. Sorry. Right, so we know 3 is included, and we have to know that B is included. I is included. 1 is included, right? So I'm leaning towards B. I don't really think the interiors have no. I think they do. So we're gonna go with B. 28B. We're gonna go with that answer, right? So what is exfoliation? Now, exfoliation is a type of weathering, right? I believe it's physical. It's a physical weathering feature, right? Where that's just the peeling off of the outer layer of rocks, right? Alrighty, so answer is A. Yes, 8 for 29. Which of the following statements explain how vegetation contributes to the development of soils? Decaying vegetation produces a for vegetation. No, I mean, well, vegetation decomposes, reduce organic matter and soil. B looks like the most reasonable answer so far. Roots, twigs, and leaves washed away. Nope. Vegetation is the parent material which helps the formation. Nope. Alright, so we're gonna go B. B seems like the best answer. It just seems like the best answer. Alright? Seems like the best answer. Alright, so when magma emerges on the surface, right, it may lead to the formation of what? Laccoliths. So, this is a very easy question, right? They said when magma emerges on the surface, meaning that it's now an exterior feature, right? And so we know that from here to here are all intrusive, right? Meaning that these are interior, these are inside, right? Well, except for D. So 31 will be D, right? Because we know that this is horizontal, right? These are vertical, and laccoliths look like mushrooms inside of a volcano, right? All right, so we're gonna go on now. 32. Which line of latitude is labeled P? Okay, isn't that the north? Oh boy, see, this is why I said that this is no. That's an easy question, 23. This is Tropic of Cancer, equator, Tropic of Capricorn. All right, but I don't think you see. Look, they already have this here, so I don't think it's the North Pole. I believe it's the Arctic Circle. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's so like I said, I'm just doing this paper, so labeled. So extend me some grace, amen. No. Alrighty, let's see what this looks like. I'm gonna tell you guys the answer right now. So you know that's not the North Pole because the North Pole is actually the one that's 90 degrees, right? And so, yes, I was assuming that it had to be B, the Arctic Circle, right? Just gonna bring my brightness down a bit there. It's very bright for me, right? What the king guys see me well? Should be able to, right? That's bright. All right, 30, 30, 30, yeah. All right, 38, so almost done. The point where river begins is referred to. We already know that that would be the source. The mouth would be the end. Gradient levels. All right. 39. Which of the following elements is mainly responsible for high temperatures in the Caribbean? High temperatures? I'd say probably the latitude. I don't think the altitude, because normally with altitude, the higher you go, the cooler it gets, doesn't it? Right? Yeah. Yeah, so latitude. That has to be the obvious answer there. Which of the following 40? Which of the following conditions results from increased use of the tropical rainforest for agricultural land? Which of the following? Okay. Do you know tropical rainforest, not a rainforest, an increased height of trees, greater variety of plants, greater rates of erosion of the topsoil, and increased amount of nutrients added to the soil. Alright, so B is out. A is out. So it's between B or C. And I don't think it's C. I mean B. So I'm looking at C. Because tropical rainforest, experience, but then tropical rainforest, you don't really get rain all year round though. And so, yeah, alright, I'll go with C. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. Amen. And so, which of the following is classified as a tertiary industry? So, fishing is out, oil refining out, food processing out. Tourism. Remember, tertiary deals with services, right? Okay, food processing would be, secondary, and fishing would be, I believe, primary, and oil refining, I believe, would be oil refining. Yeah, I think that'll be secondary. Yeah, I think that'll be secondary. All right. What erosional process is occurring on the riverbed shown in the diagram? Okay, so we're looking at not hydraulic action. We're looking at arbitration. Glory to God. Yeah, so we're looking at A. 42A looks like my answer there. They're talking about pebbles, and yeah, so looking at A. Alright, which of the following correctly describes the relationship between weather and climate? Alright, so climate refers to the conditions of the atmosphere, whereas weather mainly refers to the season. Weather includes atmospheric conditions such as cloud cover and winds, while climate refers to the temperature and rainfall. Climate is a changeable, everyday occurrence, while weather, so C is out. Weather today changes in the atmosphere, while climate is the average condition. Up, so D. 33D. It looks like my answer. Well, not looks like my answer. 33D is my answer, right? Oh boy, circles starting to look worse. Oh boy, I don't know why I keep doing that. Alright, D, right? That's my answer, D. 34. Which of the following factors may increase the rate of soil erosion? Poor cultivation techniques, very intense rainfall, deforestation. Increase soil erosion. Alright, so very intense rainfall would be one. Because if you have a lot of rainfall, that would definitely cause soil erosion. Poor cultivation, yep. Alright, so we look, what is this? What is that? I heard a deforestation and a reforestation. But I don't know what this is. Never seen this one before. What is this? Alright. So we're looking at I, and I. So we're looking at C here. That's what we're gonna go for, right? You know that, okay, which of the following during it? Yep, radio. A. 35 is A, definitely. Which of the following symptoms explain how snow may be present on mountain tops in Africa near the equator? Oh boy. Right, jet sun rays, nope. Jet streams move cold air towards the equator. Yeah, it's cold due to the elevation of these mountains. Low pressure. All right, so we're looking at C. I think it's C. Air is cold due to the elevation on these high elevation of these mountains. All right, so we're gonna go with C. I don't know if I'm right, but send me some grace, please. Like I said, I've not done this paper. This is my first time looking at this paper. Well, I have this physical paper here, but I have not completed the paper, right? I have not completed that paper. So this is my first time looking at it and seeing it, right? And answering it for you guys. Okay. Let's move on. Oh boy, that's bright. Really bright. The following processes causes the formation of baking and the cooling of magma. B. Alright, B. 37 is B. Cooling of magma. The rate of natural increase of population, as birth rates and death rates, 43, 8. Most capital cities are coastal locations mainly because the begin as major ports. More important fishing towns. Alright. Began as important tourist resorts or sites for international. Alright, so D's out. Why? Capital cities, right? Cities. Alright, so we're gonna think of A. We're gonna think of A because we're thinking of development of a country, right? We're gonna go in the social studies aspect. We're gonna think of development of a country, right? So we're gonna lean towards A there. Alright, areas closer to the poles receive less heat energy than those closer to the equator because the sun rays are what? Reflected at higher latitudes, absorbed latitudes directly to spread over. Oh boy, I've never seen this question before. Areas closer to the poles receive less heat energy than the closer to the equator because the sun rays are. I'm gonna say. I don't want to say reflected. Alright, I'm not gonna answer 45 because I don't know the answer for this one. Right? And I don't want to give you guys an answer and it's wrong. Okay? Remember? I'm a student just like you guys doing this paper, Godzilla, okay? And so I'm not particularly 100% with everything, right? But I would love some correction and some help here with that question. So 45, we're going to leave this one. All right? We're going to leave that one for a moment, okay? Which of the following conditions, which of the following conditions is a problem in urban areas of the Caribbean? Inadequate housing stock, inadequate shopping facilities. So D is out already. Absent of paper, B is out. Shortage of labor, A is out. It has to be C. Because if you're in urban areas, you think of big cities and so forth. At a transfer plate margin, so place to what? Oh yeah, so they're being side to side, transformation. So sliding past each other, right? They're not being pulled apart. That's divergent. Gliding, that's converted, and being reabsorbed into the mantle. Reabsorbed into the mantle. That's pretty much due to convergent, if I'm correct, right? When your Earth crust is being, one of them go under. They're being reabsorbed into the mantle, right? So a 48. Which of the following actions can be used to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases? Increase use of increase use of solar power. Alright. So what can be helped to reduce this? So I is okay. I sorry is okay. And I is okay. What? I don't know that one in A. What is this one? I'm gonna search it up. Oh, okay. What is this? Does that come with a car? Alright, yeah, that's definitely not gonna help the atmosphere now, is it? Alright, so reducing carbon emissions. I can't be in this one now. So we're looking at C. C. Yes, C would be my answer here. That's what I'm thinking, and that's how I'm looking. Oh boy, you guys understand. Alright, changes in global trade policies impact curbing traditional export crops because they what? They're beating on my human systems now. Changes in global trade policies impact curbing traditional export crops. Global trade policies, okay. Impact Caribbean traditional export crops. Alright, I'm gonna go with encourage competition. Wait, I don't feel like that's the answer. It can be this. I don't think it's B. God help me. Lord help me. What is this one? Thinking I feel like it's alright, we're gonna keep it 49B. If I'm wrong, please correct me, okay? Tropical rainforests developed distinct characteristics because of what? D. Which of the following processes is most likely to result in formation of X? What is this? I still have a beach. So wave depositation, yep. Long shoulder, yep. And wave erosion. Wave erosion. I'm gonna go with 51C. Okay, I don't think wave erosion. Right? Let me go with 51C. We can tell that this is what it's gonna cost, definitely. But I'm not too sure about that one right there. Atolls appear as reefs that are what? Ring shaped with a lagoon in the center. Close to the shore, so it's not sea separated by the shore by several, not deep. So looking at A here, right? C that would actually be fringing, right? D would look like a barrier there, right? Barrier. But A looks like apples. Alright, which of the following features indicates unhealthy soil reefs? Large variety of species, extensive air, bright white coral, brightly colored coral, large numbers of parrotfish, large variety of species of coral. Alright, so bright white coral. Is that good or bad? I feel like that's bad. Alright, I feel like that's bad. Alright, 1 second. Alright, so it's definitely B as it came to my mind. Because I was thinking of bright white coral, so yeah, so it's 53 is D, okay? Sorry about the long time. I should have ran the newspaper before giving you guys the answer to make sure you guys get all the right answers, but pretty much almost done. So rapid urbanization in the Caribbean countries usually results in what? Improved standard of living, housing shortages in the city, increased employment in the city. It usually results in women's decreased foreign exchange. Alright, so not the housing shortages in the city. Well, I'm looking at the positives and the negatives here. Increased employment is good. Decreased in foreign exchange is bad, and that's not true. Improve standard of living. It's a rapid though. So that keyword is important. Rapid. Alright. Make sure that's good on there. Right. So when I highlight, it just highlights the word. Pretty sure that's what it's gonna do. But it's not even doing that for me. Alright, so we're gonna go B. Cause I feel like if it's rapid, then that might cause some housing shortages. Alright. Which 55? Which of the following factors is most important in locating primary industries? Definitely the raw materials. You want to be close to the raw materials. Power is important, labor is important, transportation is important. But if you don't have the raw materials, then the industry wouldn't make sense. Now would it? Right? 56. Algae, nourished by water, enriched with nutrients, growing abundantly the coral causes them to die. The situation described can be what? Nutrients growing abundance of the coral. Alright, well, oil pollution. So it's not these out. Mining out. Sewage discharge. I'm gonna go with A. That's my keyword there. I'm gonna go with A. Oil pollution. Wait, hold on. Wait 1 second. I give you guys the wrong answers. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna go with A. What are the following primary sector activities? Selling fish? Nope. Digging sand from the beach? Blasting boulders? Okay. Well, you know, eyes out. And so digging sand from the beach. Alright, we're gonna go with C. Because I feel like blasting boulders is an aquarium, like primary activity. Somewhat. Yes, final 3. Oh God, thank you, Lord. 58. Which of the following factors poses the most serious threat to the rivers in the Caribbean? Tourism, deforestation, waste disposal, fishing practices. Alright, we're gonna think Caribbean, because they did say in the Caribbean, right? And so we're gonna go tourism. I feel like tourism would be the biggest problem. 59. Which of the following factors exert the greatest influence on tourism? Definitely climate. Most definitely climate. Which of the following conditions is likely to result from tropical deforestation? You're going to get a loss, lumbering, increase on the groundwater. Alright, so B. B is my answer. Right? B is my answer. Oh boy. I don't know why I keep searching. Alright. That's the May-June paper 1. The only question I did not answer was question 45. I would love if you guys can put in the comments what that answer is for me, please. That'd be really nice and helpful, right? Alright, thank you guys so much. God bless you all truly. I thank you so much for joining me today, man. And so trust God, keep the Lord in all things you do, man. And so I'll see you guys again, because I'll be answering the well, not yet, because I still have exams, God willing, but I'll be trying to get in some more paper 1 practice, not for, not only for my benefit, but for all of us, I'm praying that the entire Caribbean does well. God's willing in CXC, right? And so I pray I don't know how I did this paper. This felt like a real paper. Like I felt like I was really sitting down doing a multiple choice. It wasn't even about the video anymore. It's just really my knowledge being put to the test. Like I said, I did not look at the paper. And so I'm just a child like you all, my peers, obviously. Just me answering the paper and trying to give it my all. And so I know that there's a lot of people who probably seen this paper already. Like I say, I have the actual paper, but no answers in here at all. No answers. Except for the first 2 that I was trying to answer, but then I decided to just go ahead and do the paper myself, right? All right, so God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you again. Amen.